Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for XXx Return of Xander Cage. And I overall enjoyed this movie. It's not one of the best because the plot is kind of so-so. You're mainly going for the action and to see what kind of weird, crazy shit the characters do. And on that front, it really succeeds. Granted, it is a little bit long. I think a little bit longer than it needs to be, but they know what they're making in this movie, especially when it starts out and seeing Samuel L. Jackson as Gibbons trying to recruit this person in the XXX program, and seeing that the dude's like thinking he's being recruited into the Avengers and all that kind of tongue-in-cheek stuff, and then having a satellite crash down and you're like, I don't think he's dead. And of course, we're proven later on that Gibbons is alive and doing his own kind of thing. So that propels it forward. And we get to see that Xander, of course, is still alive following the previous movie, saying that like the whole XXX program was wiped out, having them to restart fresh with Darius Stone. So he's in the Dominican Republic doing his own kind of stuff. We see some cool set pieces as he's pretty much trying to get this box so that way they can watch this soccer game for everyone in the village. For some reason, it either went out or was being blocked out. Of course, with this kind of thing, we just want to see him skateboard and all that stuff. So, of course it doesn't make sense. So, then he's pretty much just waiting around to kind of like see what's going on as we see that this meeting for the CIA has this Pandora's box thing, which is what brought the satellite down on Gibbons. And then a group of people who pretty much fit the XXX kind of style come in, break in, and steal Pandora's box for we don't know what reasons. So they kind of get out, but we get introduced to them as they're doing their stuff. Donnie Yen doing his thing, Tony Jaa, the rest of the group kind of showing that they know what they're doing, but those two I was excited about because I really like their physicality with their roles and pretty much just their ass kickery that they do. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be good with them in it. So that's pretty much on that, and introducing us to the CIA agent, Mark, who pretty much comes into the Dominican Republic to recruit Xander to create his own team to go after them. So he's looking at it like, huh, this is really kind of similar to like what we do. So he gets all of his group together, he gets this sniper, this dude who crashes into things, and this kind of DJ hacker kind of dude, I guess. I don't know what else he was wanted for except for like DJ. He was really just a target, like bait, if anything was needed, and like distraction music-wise, but that was pretty much it. Same with the Crash dude. Sniper Girl was a little bit more versatile, but yeah, they really didn't do much with him. I mean, there's funny moments and funny character stuff, but like, if you're thinking about having a team dynamic where you have people that are supposed to be either in their specialty and able to go kind of out of that bounds, they didn't really do much. And here's where it's really simplified pretty much. They get to an island where the rest of the villains are hanging out. Xander goes in, has his backup, finds out that it's another group of XXX people. And we're not really given an idea why they were going after the Pandora's box to begin with. They're just getting it, like, Donnie Yen's character wants it for, I don't know, to like even the playing field or something, and then his one lieutenant wants to destroy it so nobody has that power. And then the party's crashed by some Russians who want the Pandora's box, and we get these cool fight scenes with like Xander taking out people, being backed up by the sniper lady. And then we get this cool chase scene between him and Donnie Yen on motocross bikes and going in the water and all that. And then Donnie Yen miraculously kind of escapes out of nowhere into the ocean. So their main objective now is to find another Pandora's box because his lieutenant joins Xander's team and had shot and destroyed Pandora's box. So they're like, okay, we gotta find the one that's actually being used. And come to find out through their weird kind of way, the CIA director is the one that's using it and just crashing satellites down for his own kind of gain. So then that puts the crash course on the two XXX teams trying to get to Pandora's box before each other for reasons. So we get this cool kind of like fight scene going in through Detroit because they're chasing each other to try and get there first. We get this cool kind of car fight that the traffic's like going through and Xander's fighting Donnie Yen, and that was pretty cool. Granted, you could still see the CGI effects, but it still had a little bit of a cool physicality between Donnie Yen, who really knows what he's doing martial arts wise, and the kind of more brutish finesse that Xander Cage does. His style's kind of his own. You can't really call it boxing. You can't really call it martial arts. He's kind of like just street fighting. You know what I mean? And seeing those kind of two go off in two different styles was pretty cool. So they are the ones that pretty much get to the building and do some kind of funny stuff with the dude who's shooting down, counting bullets and all that. We get everybody else trying to like pretty much contain the rest of Donnie Yen's group, which they do. They're able to have the sniper lady take out the CIA director, and they're like, alright, we got Pandora's box. So Xander and Donnie Yen get captured, and it was just a ploy really for Agent Mark to get it and use it for her own devices, I guess. So they're both on a plane that they're going to use the satellites to destroy the rest of the XXX initiative. And then we get that two cool kind of like action set pieces and fight sequences. We get Donnie Yen and Xander fighting in the airplane, sometimes in 0G, and just really kicking ass. And then we get the rest of the XXX teams who have like merged together and they're in trouble, so they dial the 9 that Xander tells them to. And that's when Darius Stonehelp comes and backs him up with a grenade launcher. It's like, yeah! Granted, these were kind of longer-winded than they needed to be. A good action scene demonstrates a pretty good match between, like, the hero and the villain, or villains, like their lackeys, to kind of show either the prowess of the hero or to show the kind of stamina and fortitude of the hero, either taking him out quickly and efficiently or showing them how long they can go and then still go to toe with the villain. And that was just kind of like, it was drawn out with the XXX team on the ground. It just was like all these people coming out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, you send in a strike team to take them out, but this was like more of a battalion of people. And it was just like, okay, you're going to drop a satellite on these people. And if it was a small strike team, it'd be like, oh, they're on a mission KIA. When you start getting upwards of 50 to hundreds of people, it's like, you can't just sweep that under the rug as effectively, especially dropping a satellite on like American soil like that. It's like, okay, what were you thinking? So they were able to get Pandora's box, destroy it, and kind of set up their own kind of stuff, seeing that they're going to be like the enemies of the world, but yet they're doing everything for the good guys, and seeing kind of like everybody brought together was kind of cool, but it was really to the detriment of the film in that you really didn't have villains to really go after. It's like the villains you were thinking were going to be a pretty good challenge to them ended up becoming heroes with them, and that just really took out like, oh, double cross, yeah. And the rest of like the intelligence agencies people were not filled out character wise at all. So it's like, oh, okay, you are just bad guy number 1 and you're bad guy number 2, and you're just like flip flopping to make it look like nothing's amiss. It's like, okay. So plot wise, you really shouldn't see the movie for the plot. You can see it for like one-liners, just your typical kind of action movie, granted a little bit longer than it needs to be in certain areas with some dead space, trying to fill time essentially. There's no other like explanation for it. I mean, there's nice set pieces, but I would really just recommend that you would wait to see it on a movie channel, or if you got it for free for buying something, honestly. I would recommend going out to see it, and I like these actors. I like kind of what they were doing in the movie. It's just not really worth going out to see in the movie theaters. if you gotta waste time or something, you got a flight, you got a really long car trip or whatnot, sure, pop it in just for the hell of it, just to see explosions and action stuff. But other than that, you could just like wait for this or not. So that's my opinion on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.